Welcome back. The Coffee Talk, Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. Where last time we continued serving coffee and teas. Honestly, been a lot of teas with this game, I'm gonna be honest. Honestly, been more tea talk than anything. But, let's see. I think we started on it being September 21st in the game. We caught up with Lua in the previous game, as she gave us kind of like some life updates. She and Bailey's are getting married, and it's a very stressful time for her, because they're planning the wedding and all that. So there's that. And as we're talking about that, in walks a new character. A starry-faced astronaut that is not Neil, and is in fact named Amanda, who orders a drink. We learn that this person is a sibling of Neil, and we learn that Neil was, and this creature was a part of, or are a part of a hive mind, and they are meeting up with Neil to learn about Earthlings and stuff, or really to learn about what's going on with Neil, who is now known as Silver, by the way. Amanda informs us that Silver has become more Earthling-like, and has kind of more or less disconnected from the hive mind, as they integrate into humanoid society. And then in comes Silver, basically, and we talk about communication and the missions of Silver and Amanda. Silver's still on his mission to get a date, so that he may reproduce with an Earthling in order to create some superhuman protector of the planet kind of thing. Though he's now going about it in a much more human way, rather than just walking up to people and be like, breed with me. As he's learned a lot about Earthling cultures over the past 3 years. Meanwhile, Amanda is just kind of doing research on Earthlings. Doesn't really have to do the whole reproduction bit for her people. And after they have to leave in a hurry, though, as Silver kind of senses something, and shortly after they leave, in walks the fire agent, the alien immigration agent, who asks us if there have been any weird alien sightings anywhere, and Lua, still here, having kind of conversed with the other two throughout that, kind of goes aggro on the agent, and starts questioning them, and been plays along, basically, of there being no aliens here, sir. The agent eventually leaves, kind of after a bit of a power outage, during which our barista protagonist yoinks his ID card. So there's that. Next day, oh, there was also a cat, I believe, that came in and then eventually left. Anyways, next day, another cat arrives. This one's an Ekomimi, and transforms into Rachel. We catch up with her. She's still doing shows. She's starting to make a single, and she is collaborating with another musician, AJ, they are referred to, which is the nickname, initials, I suppose, of the musician who made the soundtrack for the game. Yeah, she orders a drink. We get her a Dreamer Blue drink when she asked for something bright. It was not bright, but I totally forgot about that bit. Then power goes out, and as it is out, Riona enters before it comes back on. It's kind of startling Rachel. Yeah, they get to talking. About stuff. Oh, we also give Riona her Lucas's contact information. We also gave Rachel the fidget spinner, but she returned it. Recognizing Lucas's contact name on it, I guess. Hamadachil handle. But Riona, we hand her Lucas's business card. And then we also get her a Dream in Blue as well. Yeah, after that, she and Rachel talk about how to make it in the music industry, basically. As Riona talks about her attempts to get a soprano gig, and Rachel gives her some advice, in walks Gala, our good werewolf boy, and he orders as usual, the Galahad, and he also kind of joins the conversation, continuing to give some advice to Riona. It is a nice, pleasant talk, and they all start to leave after Rachel and Riona kind of exchange contact information, and Gala forgets his lanyard, his keycard lanyard, for his apartment. Oh, we also give him the fidget spinner. He's having trouble connecting with the kids, the youths. They are scared of him because he's a big old werewolf man. He has a bunch of band-aids all over him from scratches and shit. So we give him the fidget spinner with Lucas's contact information, and this one he actually takes, inspired to be oh, maybe I should bring some toys for the kids at the hospital. That's nice. Next day, we have who was it that arrived first? I think it was Hyde arrived first, and then Georgia arrived later. What do they talk about? I forgot what they talked about. Oh, right. Hyde is moving to Seattle from LA, and is going through that whole process. Was one of the things. And then Lucas also comes in. He orders a pumpkin latte, but we don't sell that, so we get him a cinnamon latte or something. And we also learned that we returned the lighter to Georgie, as we learned that it's kind of like a lucky charm for him. He has bad luck when he doesn't have it on him, so we make sure to return that to him. Georgie also talks about the vandalisms that are happening in the neighborhood, which starts to worry Hyde because he drove here in his car. Though Georgie assures it's not happening in this specific neighborhood, kind of in the district that he patrols. We also returned the lanyard to Hyde, who takes it and tells us that Gala had called him, having forgotten his apartment key the other day, and needed help getting into his apartment because Hyde has a spare key. Lucas asks after Riona, and if we gave her the contact information, which we did. So he seems relieved by that, as he wants to apologize for Rihanna because he thought his attempt at giving advice to her came off the wrong way. And they also talk about Hyde's modeling career, as apparently Lucas is a fan of one particular photo shoot, I guess, that he did. That was kind of like, outfits throughout the ages kind of thing. Hyde makes some vague comments about being there during the time and feeling nostalgic. But eventually they all leave. Next day, Lua and Bailey's enter. They're basically arguing about wedding prep, as they can't come to a decision on anything. And eventually, Lua has to leave for work, so we get her a coffee before she goes. And in walks Hyde. In fact, he entered it during the argument, as the argument was happening. The previous time, like, he was here, he challenged us to make a hibiscus drink that looked like blood, but obviously wasn't, right? That would fit his tastes, and it didn't. We also didn't have ginger that day, and I remember from the previous game that he always had ginger drinks. So this time he ordered the same thing. Or actually, I don't think he really ordered the same thing, but he wanted something spicy. And so we got him the hibiscus ginger drink. And he liked it. Anyways, Lua leaves, and Bailey's and Hyde are introduced to one another, and Bailey's has heard of Hyde, as he had in the previous game given Lua some advice on her relationship with Bailey's, and so Bailey seems to already have some amount of respect for Hyde for this, and asks for his opinion. And Hyde, not really sugarcoating it, having heard their argument, is like, you need to figure out what you want for the wedding, and not just acquiesce to whatever Lua wants, particularly to like every one of her whims. He's kind of like, Lua points something out that she likes, and it's like, all right, we'll do that. For like everything, like yes manning everything, and Lua's like, this is getting way too expensive. And also, what about you? What about things that you want? But he's not really considering himself in this wedding. So, Hyde basically politely tells him, hey, this is your wedding too. Figure out what you want, and also just Lua probably doesn't know fully what she wants for the wedding, so just kind of cool it. Cool it. Give her time to think. Give yourself time to think, and all that. So, kind of nice little conversation. The next day, we get Kat, as well as Silver and Amanda come in again, as they have been. Amanda has been helping Silver make a online dating profile and trying to find matches, and he has apparently gotten some matches, 2 promising ones. Amanda likes one, Silver likes the other. And they got ghosted once. Silver orders the first drink he had when he first arrived at Coffee Talk, and which was a black lemon coffee or something. And we also give him the fire agent's ID. And we do that. So they start talking about how the dating is going. Silver seems to like this Pearl person who's some sort of social worker, it seems like, and he kind of really likes that. Senses the agent arriving once again. So we have Amanda hide behind the bar as Silver, now kind of in his humanoid form, sits next to the agent, and they have a conversation about what the agent's doing. As we learn, he's an alien immigration officer agent looking for illegal alien, literally illegal aliens. Kind of goes on this rant that he doesn't really have anything personal against aliens. It's just that they're breaking the law, but also seems as there's worry by the government that the aliens might be causing a public disturbance. The presence of aliens causes public disturbances, and the public is worried about them mixing in with humans and all that kind of xenophobic shit. But Silver manages to deflect any suspicion of us, or at least of himself. The agent still seems very suspicious about our barista, but he leaves. He leaves eventually, and Amanda comes out from hiding, and Silver tells us about the cafe that he is setting up, which is also secretly a sort of alien safe haven, basically, an alien shelter, where aliens can be themselves. The agent said some things that really made him worry. But and so we continue. What happened last time? Lua. She's a 10, but about to marry a freelancing elf. So she's 100. Cute little interaction. Alright, Myrtle. Do you think VR would really take off in the future? I personally can't use it for very long, but maybe that's just me. It might. I don't know. Having an ocean fish as a pet is so hard, especially living in a city such as Seattle, but it feels nice to have someone depend on you, you know? Busy all day today. Don't forget to drink water. Still on hiatus, though. It's coming together. I can't believe it. It's gonna be so good. Got her little single. Tonight's delivery cutoff time, 1,500 hours, no night shift. Everyone's texts are always just like so businessy. Stories regarding her deliveries. Alright. 7th of July by the Magpie Bridge by Ralia Almat. September 26, 2023. She looked so pretty in her rented hemp patterned yukata. It's such a shame that it was raining tonight. I wondered if the renting place would charge more if we were to return the clothing somewhat damp. I felt bad for insisting we dress the traditional way for the Tanabata festival. That mundane thought immediately went away when I saw her, looking as if she came straight out of Makoto Shinkai movies. It was all worth it. If they charged extra, I'd shove my life savings at the lady who owned the renting place. She looked like dreams, and it was worth it. Her with a yukata and umbrella and my heart and all. Too bad that Altair and Vega couldn't meet together with all this rain, huh? Ah, you remember the story. Good. Meanie, I do listen to your astrology stories, you know. Astronomy, but thank you for being there for my stories, my lady. Under our transparent convenience store umbrella, we shared whatever lovers share under the rain in their own world. They shared whatever lovers share. The shrine we went to was unexpectedly full, despite being a bit tainted by the rain and the puddles it creates. We had to line up in a small queue for our wishes, but that stretch of time was easily filled with small talk, as lovers like to have. She hid her paper when I tried to peek at her wishes. Cute. As if she wasn't going to ask me to hang it on the highest spot on the bamboo trees. Hey, next year, can we come again? We were on our walk back to our hotel when she began. Her voice was a bit too soft, sunk under the noise the rain made. I'd be thrilled, but don't you want to use your long vacations to go somewhere else you haven't been? Nah, I like it here. Here the moon looks so pretty. Really? It's raining though. Can't even see the moon. Silly boy. Her grin prettier than all the full moons I've ever seen in my life. We took our time to walk home slowly through the night street, just the two of us. But you know, I'm happy that you think we can still travel the world, that we're still us. I knew I shouldn't say something like that, but it felt like my insecurities got the better of me. Aw, pretty boy. Talking about rain on the parade, huh? Sorry, I couldn't help it. What if it rains again next year? What if we're not all sunshine and rainbows like we used to be? Well, you know how in your Tanabata story, if it's raining, Altair and Vega can't meet each other on the Magpie Bridge? Then the bridge would be like empty, right? You stepped in front of me, still so close under our umbrella. Then whatever happens, if it rains next year, the 7th of July, I'll be waiting for you on the Magpie Bridge with this umbrella. Silly. Cute. Cute. Dots. Alright. Any items? I've got a lighter. Somehow, I feel like it's going to be a long, long night. Or not. Hey, Gala. Good evening. Hey, Ryder. How are you? Not too shabby, I hope. This storm has been going all week. Everything is just fine. You sure? Positive. How about you, sir? How's work? My shift is over, so I'm free now. Nice. That reminds me, Mr. Hyde was here just the other day. Ah, that's right. Thanks for giving him the key card, by the way. Good call. Saved $100. Prevent Gala from getting fined. Nice. You saved me $100. Not a Wait, what? Replacement key would have cost me at least that much. With the fines and everything. Oof, pricey. Glad Mr. Hyde was around to help then. Yeah. I didn't think he'd be in Seattle, to be honest. Oh? Didn't you call him for a spare key? I did. So... let's just say I had a hunch. There's a pattern to his visits, even if he isn't aware of it. He'll fly here whenever he gets tired of something. Could be about work, life, simply because he's bored, like with LA recently or so he says. I see. Never knew he liked Seattle that much. Further, some of that keeps him coming back here. It's you. It's you. You're the reason he keeps coming back. Really? What is it? Take a guess. Well, if I have to guess... Dots. Maybe you? Me? I mean, the two of you are very close. Hey, good bonds are hard to come by these days. I see. Well, he's not someone who's big on attachments. Came back for you. Or so he claims. Is that right? Who knows, maybe that's changing. Because the answer is more or less your coffee shop here. Really? There aren't a lot of places with a good crowd and a warm atmosphere. With an excellent host to boot. And as you just said, good bonds are hard to come by. What's not to like? It'd be truly an honor if he felt that way. Did he tell you the reason for his visit? Yeah, he's moving back here, right? Or at least that's the plan. Yeah, what a nice surprise. Told me he's got a few things to discuss on that. Well, part of why I'm here tonight. Aside from getting myself a hot drink, that is. On that note, I'm so ready to take your order. Much obliged. So Andrew told me about this Indonesian ginger drink. It has milk, honey, and a couple of other stuff in it. I think it's called STMJ. I'll have a cup of that. Oh, he's not having his usual. What was that? That was like milk, eggs, ginger, honey, or something like that. Ginger, honey. Is it in here? Milk drink. Not in there. We'll see if this is right. Ah, I remembered. One nutritious drink from the archipelago coming up. Thanks a lot. So what's in it again? It's a hot blend of egg, milk, ginger, and honey. Hey, I remembered right. The drink's name itself is the ingredients. Susu, telur, madu, jahe. Milk, egg, honey, and ginger. No wonder it somewhat reminds me of eggnog. Albeit spicier and not as rich. But I can see why Hendry likes it. It's a great stamina drink. He probably needs it to keep up with Rachel's work. You're probably right. As long as he remembers to take breaks. Maybe I should invite him for a drink here sometime. What do you think? That would be lovely. Then consider it done. Oh, I was about to say, is Riona about to enter? You know what? I don't think Hyde will show up tonight. Oh? Why is that? When I called him earlier to confirm, he sounded a little, annoyed. It's not exactly great outside either. Thought he liked this kind of weather. Him? Yes. His car? Not so much. That thing wouldn't survive this kind of storm. Now that you mention it, you may be right. I used to drive him in that car back in the day. Did he ever tell you how old it is? Yep, gave me the whole backstory of it. Oh. Guess I'm just surprised he still uses it at all. Car clearly holds a special meaning to him. He was also quite sentimental about it. Makes me wonder if it has anything to do with him moving back here. What do you mean? He lived here before, right? Yeah. And he kept bringing up the past, too. He's saying his move is motivated by nostalgia? I was going to say homesickness. But I realize that makes no sense. I get what you're trying to say, though. It's a strange longing for times gone by. Considering how fast things are changing these days. Maybe even too fast. Which is ironic, really. What is? Live long enough, you'll realize the only constant in life is change itself. Things like shifting necessities, curveballs the world throws at you, decay. Stuff we have to deal with indefinitely. Considering our lifespans, you think we'd get used to it at some point. But we never do. Never completely, anyway. I suppose the idea of getting used to change is a paradox in and of itself. That sounds about right. Perhaps nostalgia is like an anchor for dinosaurs like us. Keeps us from losing ourselves to the world's relentless speed. You get used to these after a while, huh? Pretty much. Oh, hey there. We meet again. Yes, hello. Excuse me for a moment. Got it. Welcome, Miss Riona. You didn't enter while the power was out this time. Good evening. Meeting up with someone. Oh, okay then. How's your car, by the way? My car? Oh, you mean the tire. Really no need for concern, as it was an easy fix. But thank you for asking. My pleasure. May I order a cup of Russian tea? Have that unlocked. What's that again? I'm definitely not Googling Russian tea. What is Russian tea made of? Sugar, orange drink mix, tea powder, lemonade, ground cinnamon, ground cloves. Okay. Lemon cinnamon. And we'll see if that's in the right order. It was. Serve it. Despite its name, it's a totally American drink. Russian tea for the lady Russian to deliver. Huh, that's a good one. This is perfect, by the way. Thank you. You're welcome. So who are you meeting with, if I may ask? Dots. You should know, shouldn't you? After all, you were tasked to give me his contact info. Ah, that's right. So you two did end up connecting after all. We did, yes. But truth be told, I really wasn't sure about contacting him at all. Why is that? As far as I'm concerned, there was no real reason for me to do so. Nevertheless, I sent him an email the following night, right after the completion of my final delivery at 3 a.m. That's pretty late. A little, but surely no worse than forgetting it altogether. But he replied straight away, to my surprise. Had no idea he was such a night owl. Perhaps just an extremely early bird? Right? I wonder if he ever sleeps. That should be a question for you too, miss. Oops. Anyhow, he answered me with an apology. Regretted his rudeness when we first met. It was another surprise, since I didn't think it was such a matter of concern. Well, he did return here the next evening looking for you. Did he? Yep, said so himself. I see. How peculiar. In any case, we exchanged phone numbers and have been texting ever since. Then he said he wants to meet up and speak in person, which is why I'm here now. He wants to talk about his, he's like project idea, of like, you know, helping a bunch of like startup indies basically. But I'm still not quite sure it's necessary. I mean, maybe he just wants to chat and hang out. Perhaps. Suppose we'll see. Yeah, so Hyde's not coming tonight. Probably for the best, given the circumstances. You okay? Yeah, he just wants to take it easy tonight. Understandable. My apologies for the surges. I was hoping it'd become more stable as the days go by, but no need to apologize for something out of your control. That's right. You tried everything you could. I know. Thank you for your understanding. How are you doing, miss? Hey there. Did you manage to resolve your issue with children? Sorry? Oh, I mean the hospital admission problem from the other day. Oh, that. For a minute there, I thought I had beef with kids I was unaware of. Sorry for the misunderstanding. Ella hates kids. No worries, that was funny. It's only been a few days, so not much has changed. How about you, feeling better? Yeah, well, I apologize for the way I acted a few days ago. We all have our bad days, so don't worry about it. Thank you. While we're on the topic. I told Officer Georgie what happened to your car. Do you mind pointing out where you believe that incident took place? Sure. It was quite near the police station, actually. At a metered spot just outside the now-defunct library. Oh, the vacant building at the Bourne intersection? Yeah, that's correct. I wonder if this is a real place in Seattle. I see. So it was originally a library. You know the area? I know of the property, yeah. It's been abandoned for a long time now. But it's a heritage building, so I often wonder why nothing's being done with it. It's located in a very populated, culture-centric neighborhood. That's true. There's even an art college nearby. Right? Then again, I've always found the street a bit odd. Odd how? It's just barren. Especially if you consider the area. And the weird thing is, I feel like it wasn't always that way. Feel? Don't you mean remember? Nope, exactly what I said. It's a feeling, not a clear memory. Strange, isn't it? That is odd. Odd. Well, there used to be a flea market there a long time ago. Perhaps that is what you were calling? Flea market, huh? Last time I drove there, I remember seeing nothing but concrete. Oh, wait. There was a single dead tree surrounded by strange trinkets. Dead tree, huh? No idea why I almost forgot about it. It stuck out like a sore thumb. About 8 feet tall, no leaves. Been there forever, too, as far as I know. That hawthorn tree was something of a landmark for us drivers. And the trinkets you spoke of were actually remembrances of sorts. Remembrances? Well, I'm just going to recap a bit here, okay? Sure. Your car was vandalized near a metered parking spot in front of an abandoned library. On a seemingly deserted street within a busy area. That has a large dead tree surrounded by remembrances for some reason. Sounds about right. Except the tree's no longer there. Oh? You serious, Pops? Why wouldn't I be? That is crazy. Good evening, gentlemen. Hey, everyone. Oh, boy. I thought I'd be early, but you're already here, lady. Hello. Ryder, for the love of all things holy, tell me my lighter's here. Well, you're in luck, because it is. Hot damn, thank goodness. Would you like me to get it for you now? Nah, it's fine. I'm just glad to know it's here. Just bring it with my drink later. Sure, let me know when you're ready to order. Cheers. Well, well, well. What's up, y'all? What's new? Evening, officer. We were just talking about the spot where Miss Riona's car may have been vandalized. Oh? They got your car too, lady? Yes, but it's not a big issue. Still, sorry you had to experience that. Where did you park your car, miss? I can send you the coordinates if you'd like. That'd be real swell. Got it. Okay. Oh. Is it within the area you expected, or? Pretty much. Same location where I parked mine a week ago. I see. You can rest assured, we already increased patrols in that area. That's great. But I am the only one doing it at the moment. That sucks. What's that? Am I hearing you out of all people doubting my skill, Ryder? No, of course not. I just thought it means an unfortunate increase to your workload. Ah, well, them's the breaks, I suppose. Anyway, give me your strongest espresso, Ryder. And don't forget my lighter. Strongest espresso. Bah, bah, bah. Triple shot. Freya special. Oh, there it is. Thanks, Ryder. Probably think I'm being silly, but what can I say? It's my lucky charm. Yeah. Borderline superstitious, I know. Don't you have anything of the sort? I have good reason to be superstitious. Whenever I don't have this with me, things happen. Right. Alright. Here comes the strongest espresso in the house. Cheers. Ah, perfect as always. Are you ready to order? Yeah, might as well. I'd like something desserty. Because it's my cheat day. Sure thing. Any specifics in mind? Well, I saw this video of a Spanish hot cocoa drink yesterday. It was so thick, I thought it was chocolate sauce. The name also reminded me of a song, but for some reason I can't remember the title right now. You know, that sounds oddly familiar. For real? Then I'll have that thick cocoa. It's got milk and a little hot, spicy kick to it. I think I know which one he's talking about. Don't have it unlocked. It was in the last game. Milk. I think it was cinnamon. Ginger. There it is. Spanish Sahara. Here's your Spanish drink. Myrtle ordered it last time. Stories. Oh. Here comes a cup of Spanish Sahara for you. Oh, so that's what it's called. That's what we call it here, at least. Very cool. Then, bon appetit. Speaking of bon appetiting, I got called out for dinner. So, boop. All right, this game doesn't stop its sound when you're not tabbed into it. There we go. Boop. We're gonna take a break. Boop. I am back. Add pork chops and mushroom sauce over rice. It was very good. Ah, let's just return. The video games. Okay. I think this is it. Very tasty. Thanks, Ryder. You're so welcome. So, Pops, just earlier you were telling me about your creepy patrolling experience, right? Was it in the same location where the lady's car was? Creepy patrolling experience? Well, I don't know if I should even talk about it. Because maybe it's just a tad too spooky. Even for me. What happened? Tell him, Pops. It's not that big a deal, honestly. Then all the more reason to talk about it, right? Maybe someone here will know something. You got a point there. Spooky ghost time? Yeah, we're talking about the area anyway, right? Oh. Well, I've been patrolling there the past few nights. The street itself is fairly straightforward. It's about half a mile round trip from the intersection and back. There's nothing much there either. Concrete sidewalk with metered parking spots, a fence here and there, and an unfinished construction site with a couple CCTVs dotted about. No tree? What tree? There used to be a dead tree in front of the old library. Huh. Oh, that old dead tree. It was uprooted by the city back in January. Ah. The commercial community decided it wasn't really a good look. So, when the city started a massive cleanup project last year, well, they simply voted to get rid of it. I see. Why, what's up? We were actually talking about it earlier, and, being a decades-old landmark aside, could there be something more to the tree than just, well, being old? You think so? That's what I think after listening to Miss Riona. Dots. Are you expecting something from me, Ryder? Huh? Oh, no. Sorry if I crossed a line. You just seem to know a lot about it, and I don't want to mix up the facts. I understand. But I would like to hear the officer's spooky tale first, if you don't mind. Spooky time. Gladly, miss. Almost forgot about me there, huh? So anyway, patrolling on that street is an easy task. Only 4 or 5 cars are parked there overnight at most, which makes keeping track a breeze. Sounds ideal enough. As expected though, nothing happened the first 2 nights, but yesterday was a different story. Whoa, hold on. Dots. What a stage setup, eh? Dots. Oh, phew, there we go. Thank goodness. Sorry about that. Please continue. Alrighty. Well, it was nearing the end of my shift and I found nothing was amiss. There was only 4 cars parked last night. 2 spaced across the street and 2 on the opposite corner, side by side. Our plan was to leave after I walked one last round to make sure everything was okay. And a reminder, you can cover the whole place in only 8 minutes. Okay? Then, at the end of my walk, I took a drag on my cigarette, smug as I was about to clock out, thinking 'twas another night job well done. Right? Wrong, as I was immediately faced with the impossible. 3 cars, 2 side by side, 1 across the street, all tires flattened. That's 12 vandalized tires for you, in a span of less than 10 minutes. That is so strange. It would take several minutes to flatten just 1 tire. And that's if you're using the right tools, right? But that wasn't all. Oh no, it wasn't. Because that was the moment when the streetlights went out, suddenly and all at once. What? Right after that, I heard flurries of footsteps and laughter. They were going farther and farther away from the scene, and yet I saw nothing at all. Oh. Are you sure? Did the CCTV catch anything? The infrareds actually managed to catch something, but the videos weren't clear at all, so I'm still investigating it. Jeez Louise, Pops. That's way spookier than what you told me in the car. But it's cool, though. Yeah. I may be laughing now, but I almost pissed my pants there, you see. Well, whoever they were, they sure worked fast. Right? Anyway, Ryder, I think I want another drink. All that talking is making my throat dry, and coffee just ain't cutting it. On to that, what would you like? What do you suggest? How about some tea with ginger and honey? Sounds good. Can you use the red flower stuff you have as a base? You mean hibiscus? Definitely. Okay, then I'd like red flower tea with ginger and a touch of honey. Ginger, honey. Tejahe Rosella. Right, already gave him his lighter. Here you go, officer. Steep with roasted ginger with a touch of honey. Perfect for rainy evenings. Born and raised Seattle. Still a lactose intolerant cob. One piping hot Tejahe Rosella for you. Oh, what does that mean? Jahe means ginger, means tea, and Rosella means Roselle. No name for hibiscus. Tea, ginger, rose. I see, a legit herbal drink. Spicy but perfect for the weather. Good call, brother. I'm happy to please. If that's the case, let me join your patrol, Pops. I'm not scared of no ghosts. Real being scare me more. Wait a second, kid. What do you mean by ghosts, eh? Jumping the gun a little there, ain't you? I don't know, Pops. Maybe it's even something crazier than that. This is a really serious problem, kid. Don't joke around like that. Sorry. Interesting. You know something? No, not me. But she might. Right, the tree, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. What about it, miss? It's your turn to finish your thought. I'm not sure if this can be any use at all, but... Dots. Officer, are you aware of the story behind that tree? Huh? I recall what you said earlier. People often leave remembrances around it. What do you mean by that, miss? Well... because someone passed away there. What? His fucking face, dude. Allow me to explain. I mentioned there was once a flea market on that street, correct? Right. They called it the Fairy Market. It was unofficially set up by the transients of the community. Transients being the government's term for unregistered citizens, including all the other uncategorizable beings at the time. Fairies were a part of that. Huh. I remember learning about it. After the war, the government made its first official attempt to sort things out. Organized and equitable classifications was thought as one of the first steps towards civil peace. But it was oversimplified, inefficient, and not speedy enough. Saw that before the Vindication Act? Way before that. Many who couldn't register were basically in administrative limbo. What? That's as good as like not existing at all. Really, that's horrible. It was the main reason why the ferry market was created in the first place, to ensure transients' survival throughout the changing times. In more ways than one. Dots. The market had no real schedule, therefore, the start of Ferry Week would be marked by flowers strewn across the intersection, just so people would notice and come and take a look. That was kind of too low-key, no? Because it was illegal, silly. Oh. And that was exactly the problem. Market ran day and night, its format unchanging. At the same time, the economy was slowly reshaping the landscape. People started to spend more, becoming reckless, while the laws were still shaky at best. Huh? Then a tragic incident occurred one night. Drunk driver was speeding and went off course, striking a vendor there. And the only evidence left of the crime was that tree, standing where there was no tree before. Wait a second, what? Why did I never hear about it? Dunce. How long ago was this? The accident occurred in 1959, but the market itself was forcefully disbanded in 61. Happened before I was born, huh? Dunce. Yeah, I remember everything now. It was actually quite an infamous case, wasn't it? But due to the nature of the beings involved, most people couldn't help but, well, forget. Huh? We're talking about the late 50s to early 60s here. Post-war media was still quite scarce. And I remember the drunk driver was also the son of a very wealthy individual. Oh. Correct. But that wasn't exactly the part that made the case so infamous. It was due to the fact that no body was ever found at the crash site, as well as the vendor being a transient with no legal ID or paper trail. As a result, court had no choice but to dismiss the case. But there was a body, wasn't it? Just not the one people might expect. You mean the tree? Right. When semi-spiritual beings like us pass on from the physical world, some may leave specific landmarkers behind. Not all can do that, though. Us banshees don't do that. You don't? No, we simply disappear. Dots. So if I'm getting this right, the tree couldn't be used as evidence because it wasn't classified as remains yet. Witnesses were in the same boat, no paper trail. So the driver's lawyer took advantage of those loopholes, and that's messed up. Beyond messed up, Pops. Whoa, I'm boiling. I'll take a further look into this more, miss. But I have a question for you. Yes? Dots. You think the vandalism has anything to do with the tree removal? Dots. I don't know. I suppose it might depend on when the acts of vandalism began. Yeah, that makes sense. Dots. Well, I better get going then. It's almost time for my shift. Alright, okay, officer. Break a leg, Pops. I'd rather not. Stay safe. Will do. I'll keep y'all posted. I better go as well. Got an early shift tomorrow. There's one thing I want to confirm, though, if you don't mind, miss. Yes? It's about the ferries passing and how everyone ends up forgetting about them afterwards. I really thought that was just a myth. Guess not. Unfortunately. That's why there used to be memorabilia around that tree. They were efforts by those who remembered to preserve the memory. Hey, Neko. How you doing? But it wasn't enough, was it? Else we'd still have the tree. Dots. Really makes me question my memory. Are there any people I might have forgotten? Was there events I missed? Quite scary to think about. For beings like us, being forgotten is inevitable. Hungry? Gonna refill on food real quick? Yo, get some om-noms, dude. So, no need to feel bad about it. Is that so? Dots. Oh, I didn't catch your name, by the way. I'm Gala. Oh, I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you, sir. Lucas, eh? Sounds familiar for some reason. I mean, I'm kind of a big deal online, you know? Ah, I remember now. That toy from the other day had his name on it, right, Ryder? Right. A toy? Oh, you mean the business card I gave you? Yeah, that. I see now. Somehow you gave it to him instead. I did. I'm sorry. Let me be the one to apologize for that. Ryder gave it to me because I was having a small trouble at work. Yeah, was it helpful in any way? I mean, it's pretty good at easing up anxiety and such. Thought the children would like it, but apparently for them it's a little passé. What? Children nowadays mature really fast. They sure know their trends early. That's true. Just how things are, for now and in the future. Gotta keep up with the world, else you'll get left behind. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for the idea of having toys around the office for the kids. I'll make sure to have more up-to-date stuff for them. Yeah. Glad I could help. Well then, nice meeting you. Good luck with your future auditions, Miss Rihanna. Thank you. See you around. Bye, Ryder. Take care. You okay? It's getting late. Still want to talk, but if you're tired, let me know. Have you eaten? Do you want something to eat? We don't sell food here. You don't? No wonder your place is always empty. Well... Just kidding, Ryder. Don't hate me, please. What, do you want another drink, maybe? I wouldn't mind one. Nice. What do you feel like having? Something without milk. Fresh feeling and some brightness to it. Also quite partial to the blue pea tea. Ooh. Okay, I'll order something for you. May I? Sure. Ryder, could you try this mix? I saw this pretty drink in a video and it looked perfect for Our Lady. Yep, what is it? Blue pea as base, a lot of mint, and a splash of lemon. Blue pea, mint, lemon. Galaxy mint tea. Ooh. Witness the morphing nebula as the lemon is poured into the cup, magical and refreshing. All the blue ones look very pretty. Here you go, miss. From the man sitting right beside you. Looks nice, very pretty. I like it, thank you. I'm glad you do. Wow, Ryder looks exactly like what I envisioned. You're a G. Happy you both enjoyed it. But man, that whole case earlier though, that was a lot to take in. Also about the whole forgetting thing? That really gave me chills. Why? Don't you feel scared? Of just disappearing in the end? Not. 'Cause I do. That's why I thought I finally understood you, too. I'm the reason why you wanted to become a soprano your way. Traditional way. Oh? Care to compare notes? Because I've yet to be entirely certain about that myself. Oh, huh. Now that's what you call huge pressure. Before that, though, can I ask a little teeny tiny question? Go ahead. What inspired you to go down this path? I mean, I may have an idea on why you're choosing the hard way, but why a soprano in the first place? Because it's been done before. Pardon? Because there was always a banshee who did it before. So I know it's not impossible. Whoa, for real? Her part was that of a sorbet aria, and she was not very well known. What's a sorbet aria? Oh, I mean, she was a secondary character. Back in early 19th century opera, sorbet arias would be sung toward the end of the second act, usually before the evening ended. Hawkers would use the time to offer their wares for the last time to the patrons, often desserts, hence sorbet aria. Ah, I see. Like background singing at the end of a show or something? Yes. Things are different nowadays because people are expected to listen to the end. Dots. First time I heard her voice was on an old recording of a comedy opera. I was still very young back then. She was playing a confused maid role at the very end of the opera, wondering why and how people could act so crazy when in love. But despite her confusion, she thought she wasn't so old that she couldn't find out the reason herself. It was a funny epilogue to the opera, but hearing a banshee sing such a playful and light-hearted piece, really an eye-opener for me. Oh man, I bet it was. Sadly, I couldn't find any of her other works, but it always stuck with me nonetheless. So I left my commune and started trying on my own. That's really cool. Brave of you to do so. I agree. Never talked about this before. It's a bit embarrassing. Nah, don't be embarrassed. I think it's super cool. You're just feeling inspired to push yourself beyond what's expected of you, and wishing to leave a mark on the world. Is that what you think? Uh-huh. Just trying to follow a path that has been traveled before. And that's not always a bad thing, especially for beings like us. You're just being careful, yet courageous. Right. Because the path you're choosing to walk is still difficult. Regarding leaving your mark, I don't know. I just feel maybe you're the same as me. Like, what's the point of being born if nobody's going to remember us? Right, Ryder? No comment. Ah. Why do you want to be remembered so much? Why wouldn't you? Most banshees see the end differently than most. So, care to enlighten me? Can't speak for anyone else, but in my case, I was a kid who grew up in a large family, you see? Like, humongously large. Literally couldn't count all my siblings even if I wanted to. Because they're everywhere, thanks to my dad. Oh. We weren't wealthy, though. Not even close. Money situation was always suffocating us, for real. Sometimes Dad would drop by to give us some money. Though it wasn't even enough to cover utilities for more than a couple months. Then he'd just leave again a couple days later. Are you the eldest? Nope. But my older bros had already moved out by the time I hit high school. I was so surprised when my dad gave me the house after he died. Oh. Where my mom and siblings live now. Sorry to hear about your father. Nah, it's fine. I mean, yeah, it was weird to receive the news of his death from an attorney. Knowing he passed away by himself. And how it took them a week to find out. Oh. Dots. Natural causes, by the way. So, I mean, how did he check out with absolutely no one knowing? Where were my other siblings? What happened to his ladies? It was just so crazy to me. And I guess it just kind of haunted me. Haunted how? My life growing up was filled with disappointment over him, you know? I mean it in the best possible way. Disappointment actually drove me to work hard for my family. I just vilified him in my mind, like shaking my mental fist at him. Gonna do so much better than you, sir, and all that. I see. But then I received the news that he left me the house. Like, I know he had no money. That house is probably one of the only assets he had left. So when he gave me the house in his will, all I could think about was, what went through his mind exactly? The fact that he had a will at all was already probably a surprise for you. Exactly. What was I supposed to think of that? What am I supposed to think of him? And does it even matter anymore? He's already long gone. Anyway, so my other brothers came back, right? They wanted me to sell the house and divide the earnings. Wanting a slice of the inheritance pie, huh? You didn't do that, right? Heck no. Why I left for LA. So if they really want me to sell the house, they have to chase after me. Good call. Thankfully, my younger siblings and I are pretty tight. We're a good team. That's a relief. That was also why I needed money fast. Back with cheesecake. Welcome back. Enjoy your cheesecake. We're learning Lucas lore. And that was also why I needed money fast. Needed to send money to help with my family's bills. And of course, so I could stay alive as well. That's why I ended up having to join the production house. The production house? Yeah, it was like a bunch of content creators getting together to make videos every day. Haven't seen the Banshee girl before? I like her. This is Riona. She's a Banshee. Wants to be a soprano. And she's a delivery driver. I was young and naive too, you know. It was my first time venturing to another state completely alone, after all. I didn't know better. How predatory things could be. Dots. Man. This isn't even gonna be an entertaining story. If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to talk about it. No, it's not that. I just really didn't like that production house. But I needed the money. Someone there saw my vlogs and invited me in. And as one of the youngest there, tried to get along with everyone. But you see, we were all creators in the entertainment industry, right? Which means we all had huge egos. So naturally, there was somewhat of a hierarchy of sorts. Trying to be all around helpful turned me into the butt of the joke all the time. Huh. That didn't discourage me at all that much, by the way. I mean, I also learned a lot there, not gonna lie. Still. Dots. What ended up destroying my willpower was actually something real close, you know? Myself. What do you mean by that? Well, in a house where everyone wants to be the main character, each of us would need a solid, distinct persona, yeah? Eventually, I was assigned one too. Which was supposed to be a good thing, but it wanted me to be the worst version of what I am, essentially. Heavy emphasis on what. Satire. Lucas makes me want to play a satire character. He's chill. Had a lot of nicknames too, like, hey, baby goat. What are you up to now, satyr boy? Here comes the party goaty. Mr. X-Ass. Gonna go fishing again tonight, or what? Fishing? We had to go out and try to hit on people. And we weren't allowed to come home unless we failed spectacularly as scored. I always tried to be the punchline, though. Because there were always more views when everything ended badly. But was still the worst, because I really had to act it all out, you know? Bothering people for pretend dates, be sort of a dumb jerk just for jokes. Just so all looked fun for the camera. Even if scripted, I never really liked doing it, honestly. Because in the end, all of it just reminded myself of my dad, you know? And I kept thinking, does the apple never fall? Does the apple never fall far from the tree, after all? Dots. So yeah, the whole thing just really sucked. Dots. You had it difficult. Yeah? Well, long story short, being tokenized sucked. The end. No disagreement there. Sorry. Swear that wasn't what I wanted to talk to you about. It's fine. I actually learned a lot this evening. I just don't want to take up more of your time. So, can I just ask you a direct question? Sure. Great. Would you be interested in guest starring on my new show? Huh? I realized I was being dumb the day we first met. Trying to force my thoughts on you, and was just being a general smartass. Undermined your straightforward efforts because I was jealous of your solid resolve. Since everything I did was anything but. But you succeeded eventually, didn't you? And you worked hard for it. Yeah. Yet, I almost ended up losing sight of why I'd been doing this, all this in the first place. I went with the flow, made excuses a lot, all to justify the gain, but to what end? That's why I've been trying to put together a talent showcase for those who need extra exposure. It's going to be a small production thing. It'll be paid, I swear. And not with exposure, either. Though it won't be much at first. Because I don't have that much money ready to use at the moment, so... Wait. This is a bit sudden, don't you think? No pressure, though. How does the show work? Well, not 100% sure of the shape of it yet, but ideally it will have, like, an interview at first, and then I'll record you singing. I'll bring all the gear. I'll also be doing all the editing and stuff. It's gonna take a bit of time since I still have my main show to do, but I did start my vlogging journey on my own too, so I can bet you the result will still be quality. Your show will tank if I'm the first guest, you realize that, right? Apple fall tree. Neko always fucking clipping my slip-ups. This fucking guy in chat. If it does, then it doesn't deserve to exist. I don't care about haters, but you do. That's why I won't push you. Dots. 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 Ah. I'm flattered. But, no thank you. Okay. Thanks for considering me, though. Thanks for giving it a thought. It was a funny recovery, okay? Dots. Looks like I have to go. Okay. Nothing to do with what you said, okay? Just bad timing. Yeah, I get it. Cool. Hope we can meet again like this. If you want to. Maybe? I'll take it. Thanks for your time too, Ryder. Sorry if I bored you. Nah, truly it was a pleasure. Cool. Okay, I really gotta go. See you around? Safe trip. Alrighty. See you, Ryder. Come again soon. Dots. Dots. I think tonight was the most I've talked in the past 2 years. And I'm quite glad to hear that. Dots. Thank you, Ryder. For what? Being such a good host. I was already shipping them a little, but like actually? I know I'm not the easiest being to get along with. It's always a pleasure to have you and everyone around. Then I'll be taking my leave. Feel like I have a lot to rethink. I'll see you again soon. And we'll be waiting, always. Safe trip, Miss Rihanna. And have a good night. Phew. I think I'm done for the night. Nuts. Hope everything will work out for everyone. Alright. Will Gala and Hyde have their meeting today? Find out this time. On Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. The Evening Whispers. World Golem Culture Center grand opening to be held in Bhutan. World Golem Culture Center. Cool. Lunar cell panel prototype ready for first test. Newcomer progressive elven metal band Avathor tops US music chart. Progressive elven metal band. Lunar cell panel prototype ready for first test. Yo, that sounds sick. Let's see. All the ingredients are stocked up. Those Gallo not our bestie yet. Alright. You ever heard a story that wows you? So you try to go for your dreams because you're so inspired to do something or anything? Share your story. Is fidget spinner really that lame now? Lucas. Rip, dude. I'm taking an easy day because self-care is important. Don't forget to take good rest once in a while too, everyone. Oh yeah. Normal schedule. Dinner with the team. Yo, what the fuck is this guy? What the heck is this guy? I don't know who he is, but he's my favorite. Gotta be a dev. Like a dev persona. Wait, stories. What's Left on the Bar Counter by Ralia Almat, September 27, 2023. Can I borrow your lighter? Sure, have at it. Cheers, mate. You waiting for someone? Maybe, maybe not, I guess. Who knows now? Jeez, man, sorry to hear that. Tell you what, next round's on me. You sure about that? Well, I'll take it then. No worries. Sorry about your situation, man. This is a good bar, so drink on. Leave your sadness at the bar counter. That's what they always say, right? Huh. Amen to that. Yep. Come here. Here's to a good bar and an unexpected company, huh? Interesting thing you said earlier. Leave your sadness at the counter. You do that often here? Yeah, this bar is good. Bartender's kind, and they won't kick me out if I drink too much, so yeah. Where do you think it goes after you leave it here? Sadness? Huh. Interesting philosophical question you got there, man. Somewhere far away, hopefully never to come back. But what if it does? Then we steal up and order another drink. Then another and another until either the sadness gives up or our livers do, I guess. Tough life you got, huh? Well, Sisyphus and the boulder, you know. I mean, what other choice do we have? None, I guess. Yup, that's just how it is. I gotta go now. Interesting chat we had, huh? Tell you what, maybe this is the whiskey talking, but felt like hanging out with an old friend, mate. Forget about that person you were waiting for, and hopefully I'll see you here again sometime, okay? Sure, man. I'm always here for you. After all, you're the one who left me at this counter, right? The sadness. It was his personified sadness. Alright, all the ingredients are stocked up, and the weather's keeping quiet. That's quiet to you? Looks like a good night to listen to some stories. Bella! And hide! Dots. Dots. Good evening, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Gallup. Nice to see you too. How did it go at the hospital today? Well, it was fine, except I was a little exhausted. Dots. Goodness, are you having issues with the kids again? No, that's not it. It's just... Well, for starters, my Fury's giving me a hard time. Your Fury? Is it the full moon already? Nope, but I sometimes get pre-Fury symptoms. Pre-Fury symptoms? Yep, it's a common thing for werewolves. A few days before the full moon, our bodies start to prepare for Fury. And that changes the way they react to pretty much everything. Symptoms vary depending on who you ask. But it can affect our muscles, our appetite, our energy levels. It can give us headaches and a lot of other stuff. Small but annoying. That doesn't sound pleasant. No, to be honest, it's not great. For me, I've been feeling pretty sore and more tired than usual. And a bit crankier as well. Dots. Nuts. Is there a drink that could help you with that? Never found one, but if anyone can come up with it, it's you, Ryder. Since the Galahad can soothe your fury, maybe we'll work pre-fury as well? Maybe, but I think it'd need to be more, relaxing. Like, Galahad, but with no caffeine and maybe blue. Galahad, but blue, huh? Boom, boom, boom. Gala tea. Oh, look at the little wolf there. Ooh. Here you go. A gala tea for you. We got 2 drinks named after this man at this place. A silky but spicy beverage that soothes furious emotions and brings dormant joys back to life. I want it just for the wolf. Veteran, now working in a hospital. Here you go. Gala tea for you. You come up with these names on the spot, Ryder? No, it takes a bit of soul searching to tailor it to the situation and so on. That almost makes it sound like you know in advance what we're going to order. Call it a sixth sense. I'm a coffee wizard. Right. Let's see how your sixth sense tastes. Oh. It's excellent. Exactly what I needed. Very happy to hear that. Dance. Dance. What's with the long looks, you two? Something happened? Actually, Ryder? Guess I'll just come out with it. I need your help. My help? Come on, it wasn't that bad. No? So tired today, I nearly fell asleep on the job. Ugh. But most importantly, it's not good for you. Moping around, sulking, refusing to look at solutions. I've never seen you like this, and I'm getting worried. There's nothing to worry about. Say that, but then you spend entire nights looking miserable. No advice I come up with is good enough. And hide? I'm barely keeping it together as it is. You know by now how I feel when Fury's about to hit. Dance. I take it you two ended up chatting yesterday after all? You bet we did. After I walked out of here, I headed home and found this one, lying on the sofa staring at the ceiling. Looking so gloomy it sucked the color out of the room. And it's not the first time either. It's constant these days. Please help me help him, Ryder. I'm at my wit's end. Mr. Hyde? Dance? Fine. The truth is, I'm bored to death. Well, it would be, but if it wasn't for the whole immortality thing. I'm nearing 40 years old. And I've never been this bored in my entire life. Interesting. Usually make it sound like you're much older. 40 years old in vampire years. I'm not saying how old that is in other species years. Eyes on the prize, Ryder. Intervention first, gossip later. My apologies. Why are you so bored, Mr. Hyde? My job. What was that? My job. Hey, no need to shout. God. Well, I was also irritated about it, okay? I'm not exactly used to sitting around twiddling my thumbs, but modeling stopped being fun ages ago. Did mention something like that last time. You are trying to leave modeling behind then. Yes. There's a specific reason for that. It's all just so brief. Back when I started modeling, people thought of fashion in a different way. They wanted to keep their outfits for a while, so they had to be elegant, well-made, and versatile. Some campaigns that I featured in stayed on billboards for months, and I knew the clothes would last decades. In a way, it felt like I was building a bond with their wearers. I endorsed something that would feature in their cherished memories. But then social media came and it all became disposable. The clothes themselves, of course, but the models even more. I shoot a campaign, the brand posts it online, and it gets attention for what, 10 minutes? Then another campaign comes in and everything's forgotten. Blink and it's gone. There's no bond to be built there. Isn't that changing these days, though, with slow fashion and the like? It's true, but people are getting into vintage clothes too. I salute that. But the reality of my job remains the same. What about your fans? You have so many people following you. I mentioned that last night, and my answer hasn't changed. They follow me because they think I'm pretty. Being admired is nice, but it doesn't constitute a bond. You're being parasocial. So are you saying that you'd like to leave more of a mark? Thoughts? Maybe so. It would be nice if I did something that people remembered. That became a part of their lives in a real way. You do know you have people in your life in a real way, right? People who always remember you? Duh. That's not the same thing. Maybe you should study to become a doctor or something. That would make a real difference. No, thank you. The job still needs to be fun. Studying for 10 years just to exhaust myself in 14-hour shifts. You mistake me for a hard-working vampire? Nuts. You see what I'm dealing with, Ryder? Does seem to be a thorny issue. Perhaps you'd like to mull it over with a drink in hand, Mr. Hyde? Yes, that sounds good. It's becoming like more pseudo-Russian. Just make me something I like. Anything you've seen me enjoy recently or when we first met. Go with, let's go with that blood drink. Boop, boop. Yeah. Here you go, Mr. Hyde. You seem to like this well enough. Nice, Ryder. And you lost your bet, Hyde. A bet? When Hyde was wallowing in self-pity yesterday, told him many people cared about him. And I bet you could remember what he liked, even if he gave you no instructions. Now I get to say that I was right. And Hyde gets to buy me dinner. At a place of my choosing. Ugh. You're going to pick that horrible steakhouse again, aren't you? You know it. Have you won other bets in the past, Mr. Gallen? Let's see. You say it, Hyde. Dots. He's won every single one of the bets we've made. Wow. Yeah. I'm this close to being able to buy a new TV with the money I'm saving on food. Just rub it in my face, why won't you? We got it. Hi, Lua. Oh, hi, everyone. Hey, Lua. Hey, Lua. Busy night, I see. Hi, Miss Lua. Busy and lively, just the way we like it. That's good. I'm really glad you're here, Hyde. I wanted to apologize for the other night. So excited to see you, especially since it had been a while. We ended up fighting with Bailey's instead. You must be getting bored of our arguments. It's alright. They're kind of fun to watch. He's a people watcher. Hey, guys. It's alright. They're kind of fun to watch. How are things with you two, by the way? Just let me order before I answer. That's alright, Ryder. Of course. What would you like? Spent the whole day talking in meetings and presentations, so I have a bit of a sore throat. Is there anything you'd recommend for that? Definitely something with lemon and honey. Sounds great. Have a lemon and honey drink then, please. Tea, lemon, honey. Cough syrup. Here you go. Some honey to soothe, some lemon to boost recovery, and some tea because tea is good. Love with the bright moonlight, believer in a life without a fight. Fan of art and poetry. Working 9 to 5 in a trading company by day, going to poetry readings in museums on weekends, enraptured by the forbidden fruit. Thanks, Dr. Ryder. Ah, this is truly lovely, just what I needed. That's great to hear. My company's trying to get a big contract. I've been organizing meetings with everyone, making sure it's all going according to plan. Keikakudori. That sounds pretty tough. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibilities and decision making. And part of me likes that, but part of me feels the pressure of it. But it's nice to be able to unwind with a warm cup. Now, answer your earlier question, Gala. Probably gathered that Bai and I have been fighting. Yeah, and Hyde told me a little bit about it too. Right. Well, we haven't discussed the wedding for the past couple of days. And honestly, it's done me a lot of good. Thing is, I think Bai means well. He suggests all these things that he thinks I like, and I should like them. Paying attention, not just sending random ideas. Be grateful that he's trying to please me, but I get annoyed instead. And then I start feeling guilty that I'm annoyed, which makes me even more annoyed. Not great, I know. Well, it'd be easier if we always acted rationally. We only got annoyed at the right people for the right reasons. But things aren't that simple, are they? That's true. Although I guess if you figured out what actually annoys you, it would help. That's the problem, I'm not sure. First, I thought I was tired or worried. Decision making in my job has taken a toll for sure. It's a bit hard for me to also deal with organizing things in my personal life. Also, the financial side of it is hard to navigate. I don't want Bade to spend too much money, but he's right that involving my family comes with strings attached. I'm not sure how to avoid that though. But I'm realizing that might not even be the main issue. The more he sends me links to venues and caterers, the more it all feels wrong to me. I don't mean the wedding itself. I want to get married to Bae. But the way we're planning it, I don't know. I've been to my friends' weddings before. I've also been browsing the most popular wedding pictures online. They're always these big parties, very put together, very classy. They have their whole families over, their friends and colleagues. They rent these beautiful barns and they hire live bands. They wear designer dresses and bespoke suits. I used to look at that and think, this is great. This is what I want. But now it all just feels more and more off to me. Why don't you tell your fiance that? Dots. What if he thinks I'm getting cold feet? Or that I'm questioning his ability to help with the budget? It's up to how you communicate it, isn't it? Right, but it's still a difficult topic. Been through so much, you won't know that. This is supposed to be our special day. Way to celebrate our partnership. If Faye wants to honor that, he'll feel awful if he thinks I don't. Or if he thinks I don't trust him. I swear, you and your elf are well matched. You always worry so much about what others think, instead of working out your own wants and needs. You do realize that's the important bit, right? I mean, generally, yes, I get that, but how does it apply here? What do you think it means to honor your partnership? To celebrate it properly, for starters? Right? And who are you in that partnership with? I believe you've met him, the blonde guy with the puppy eyes. Right. I'm glad you remember that, because you were making it sound like you were in a relationship with your friends who got married. And the strangers who put wedding pictures online. Dots. This is your relationship you're celebrating. Why are you so concerned with other people's weddings? Your special day needs to make sense to the two of you. Have it in trainers at a fast food joint if that's what you like. That way you can also take the budget out of the equation. Simpler wedding won't feel shabby if you make it feel properly yours. Don't want a pretty outfit and decent food. Thank goodness. But point taken. It's just family might have certain expectations. Did they openly say that? No? Then maybe they do. Or maybe you just think they do. The only way to find out is to talk to them. Besides, isn't Bailey's also about to become your family? You sure are the only family he's got. I'm not saying to disinvite everyone or to fight with them or anything, but you shouldn't put their needs above your own. I really shouldn't I? Give me food for thought. Thanks, Hyde. My pleasure. Amazing how you perk up when you give people advice, Hyde. Maybe you should become a therapist. Oh. Ahem. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence. I did say I might become a couples counselor, but I agree with what you all implied. I don't think it's quite tactful enough for that. Are you looking to change careers, Hyde? He's bored of modeling. Finds it too impermanent, wants to leave a mark, wants to have fun. Just a very quick summary. Oh, I see. Well, is there any way you could make modeling fun again? I don't think so. Last time I had proper fun was maybe 20 years ago. What happened then? It was modeling a capsule collection for a young designer, and she wanted to take her own pictures. She got a studio, lugged the outfits there, found someone to do the makeup. Then she whipped out an old film camera, a proper relic. I hadn't seen one like it since the 60s. My granddad has an old black and silver camera with 2 lenses. Was it something like that? Yes, exactly like that. She said she preferred it because of the way it captured the light, and also because it was a slower experience, something that would allow us to connect more. First, I didn't think much of it. Started doing the usual, posing, switching, posing some more, but something felt different. Then I realized what it was. Most of the time we were just talking. She only took a picture once in a few minutes, if that. Is that unusual? Yes, most fashion photographers take dozens of pictures in a row. But a bit sorry for her, to be honest. Thought she didn't know what she was doing and that she was wasting her money. But we had a great time and we got kind of friendly, I guess. Because at the end of it, she let me use up the remaining exposures. I fooled around, shot some random stuff, and one portrait of her. Then she suggested I come with her to her darkroom. Watch how she developed the pictures and how they came out. You always have a fondness for dark places. Comes with the territory. But as for the pictures, well, they were gorgeous. First of all, I looked really like me, you know? A me I could recognize. But that's not even what stuck with me the most. It's the care she put into processing each frame. Working each picture through the chemical baths. Hanging them, drying them, it was like watching a magic ritual. And her portrait. When she saw it, she got a bit emotional. Said she was used to being on the other side of the camera, and it was the first time she really liked a portrait someone took of her. I'm in a weird place these days. Not like me to tell these kinds of tales, or to launch into soppy monologues, really. Just forget it. Yeah. No, I think it's a beautiful story. And it gives me an idea, I think, of another career for you. Please share, Lure. You'd be doing both of us a solid. She about to suggest that he becomes the photographer? Go on then. Well, maybe it's because I've looked at so many of them recently. But apparently, film is making a big comeback for wedding pictures. It's what you said, captures the light beautifully. And it's a more personal, slower approach. Maybe you could try that. Who, me? No, the other vampire who's looking for a new line of work. I think you've got the wrong guy here, Lua. I know I'm disgustingly sentimental these days. I'm not that far gone. Attending one wedding gives me cavities, let alone several per month. Well, forget about it then. No, don't forget about it at all. It would be perfect for you. Come on, Hyde. I know you like to play strong and sarcastic, but you are sentimental. And you love to chat people up. You solve all the bridesmaids' drama and defend the parents. But most importantly, you do something for these people that they'll never forget. They'll look at your pics their whole lives. If that's not leaving a mark, I don't know what is. You're assuming they won't get divorced. Dots. I don't know if this is the right topic for Miss Lua. It's alright. I know some marriages end in divorce, but that doesn't change anything, does it? Whether a marriage lasts for a few months or several decades, the wedding is still an unforgettable moment in someone's life. Dots. That career in the mafia is really looking up. You're hopeless. I'm falling asleep on my chair now, so I'm gonna head back. Do whatever you want, you thick-skulled vampire. Just don't stay out too late, okay? Yeah, alright. That's my cue as well. I have some thinking to do. Maybe some talking. Thanks again, Hyde. And good luck. Hope your next adventure is a good one. It will be. Good night, Lua. Good night, Ryder. See you later. Good night, you too. Here we go again. Last one sitting. Indeed, proper night owls. Dots. You didn't say anything about that wedding photographer idea. Ridiculous, right? Not for me to say, but I wouldn't call it ridiculous. Sounds like you enjoyed the whole film photography experience. And you do like being around people, don't you? I do, sometimes, but I'm not a romantic. People get married, they think they're taking a first step into forever. Well, there's no such thing as forever. Everyone ends up disappointed in some way, and then, next thing you know... I don't want to sound too depressing. So you don't believe in love? Of course I do, but only in a certain kind. You can choose to keep supporting someone, to enjoy their company. You can do that for years, with friends, family, lovers. But at the end of the day, you're still you, a separate person. And they're still them. No two souls becoming one, not really. I'd know. One time I tried, it didn't really work out. But do you regret trying? Dots. No, I guess I don't. Confirmed for me that marriage and the like, never going to be my thing. There's freedom in knowing that about myself. Giving me space to build other relationships that work much better. But at the same time, when I see people who truly believe it, people who walk into it, willing to share their lives so closely, even if for most of them it won't pan out, something beautiful there. Like watching a butterfly fly too close to a flame, or a flower bloom like it will never wilt. Well, in my case, I singed off my wings, but I'm still here. And on that day, For that minute when I said we'd be together forever and meant it, I sure felt alive. If you know all that, then you must also know that it's something worth celebrating, and something worth helping other people celebrate. Dots. You're a tricksy one, writer. I'm too tired to fight your logic, which means it's time for me to head back. Of course, Mr. Hyde. I meant to say, appreciate our one-to-one talks. Hope we can keep providing you with a comfortable space here. Oh, it's plenty comfortable, for sure. Besides, well, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? Guess where I am? 'Cause sure as hell I don't know. It all boils down to this, doesn't it? The way time passes for me is very different for anyone else I know. Thank goodness Gala is from a long-living species. But even then, he'll grow old before I do eventually. The world will change 100 times. Technologies will die out. New technologies will come. I will feel again the way I feel now in a century, maybe two. Lou and Gala won't be around to give me advice. The world won't wait for me. But you will, am I right, writer? Dots. It's very perceptive of you, Mr. Hyde. Hey, you've grown to know me quite well. It's only fair that I know you a little in return. I suppose that's true. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. Continuing our story. Nice to know that no matter how much time passes, there's always going to be someone here rooting for me. Thank you for your trust, Mr. Hyde. We'll make sure it's not misplaced. I know you will. And on that note, I guess I'm going to browse for some film cameras. Oh. Brianna, are you lost? What's the worst that could happen? Indeed. Take care of yourself, friend. And you as well. World won't wait for you, Mr. Hyde. But some of us will. Big sip. E.T. Yeah. Thursday, September 28th, 2023. Also, just casual dropping of just like our barista is immortal. E.T., you know, the horror game demo. Writer's immortal? Baby. The Evening Whispers, Thursday, December 28th, 2023. New image recognition tech confuses gnomes with dwarves. A review. Oh god, I remember what that's in reference to. Robots asked to give ultimate advice. Elven burnout is real. Here's how to avoid it. Not the elven burnout. Here if it's coming. Wait. Huh. Girl always has her secrets. I think everybody has their secrets. Top of the morning to you. Hungover but feeling awesome. Question mark? Just spent almost 2 hours checking on the mobile games in the App Store. The amount of copycat games is just staggering. Real. No delivery today. We'll resume tomorrow. change your profile pic. Oh, wait, story. On Top of the Ferris Wheel by Ralia Ahmad. It's finally our turn to ride the Ferris wheel. She grabbed my hand tight, excitedly pulling me into the faded pink gondola. Her small hand felt cold on my skin. Before, it was warm. The slightest touch of it used to warm my universe. It used to excite me. But when she pulled me into the seat beside her, it felt cold. I knew I was the one who had changed. I was the one who could no longer feel her warmth. The Ferris wheel finally moved. She stared at the lake beside the wheel as we went upward slowly. Ferris wheel is amazing, right? Feels like it's taking us to a world separate from our own. World for just the two of us, huh? We began a conversation. I replied with a faint smile. Hey, pretty boy, want in on a secret? I love you. Her smile was so sincere, it was painful to receive those words. I didn't say anything. I couldn't say anything. She didn't wait for a reply. A long silence passed as she turned back to the scenery laid on the other side of the window. I knew she was hiding her face from me. Ferris wheel was halfway to the top now, still climbing ever so slowly. I tried to find the words I wanted to say to her. It's the softest way to break someone's heart. We reached the top of the Ferris wheel when it stopped, like it was supposed to. For a moment, our time was frozen on the tip of the world. Hey, can we talk? Words finally found the courage to come out of my mouth. I know exactly what you want to say. Been holding it in for months now, right? That same sincere smile. She should have kept that smile for someone who could love her as she loved me, not for someone who was about to break her heart. Sorry. I'm sorry. Thought I was ready for this, but I was just pretending. Silly, huh? It's not. It's my fault. I'm sorry. She tried to fake a laugh. Bye-bye. Get out of here. Best viewers pod. She tried to fake a laugh. Her eyes were wet behind her glasses, bedewed by her tears. You deserve someone better, not me. I'm sorry. Hey, can you pretend a little bit longer too? At least not up here, please. I cursed the universe for letting her love the wrong person. Cursed myself for letting her love me. Ferris wheel creaked softly, signaling its movement, this time downward. Oof. Good evening. Who we got? OJ. Officer, welcome. Hey, Ryder. How you doing? Dots. Officer? Oh. Sorry. My mind is kind of elsewhere right now. No worries. Work issues? What else? I'm all ears if you want to chat. Heh, you're a pal. I'm in a real bind, Ryder. What happened? Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute. I'm feeling out of my depth. Are you talking about your recent patrols? Yeah. I've been analyzing the CCTV footage the last couple days. Oh, I see. How did it go? Did the cameras manage to capture something? Yeah and no. Infrared's caught a couple of blurry things. They ran off, turned a corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything, like rats or cats, but neither fits with what I heard on the scene. Footsteps, the laughter. Yeah. Come to think of it, it sounded more like giggles. Giggles. And werebeasts giggle? Not at that size, no. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps, really. I see. So, what's next? Do you know why the satyrs from France are more musical than ones from America? Because they have French horns. Sorry, not sorry. Terrible. Terrible pun. So what's next? I have some ideas, but they're just wild theories at this point. In short, I'm stoned. You know, Ryder, I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped that bomb about the fairies, you see? Oh, what about them? As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that didn't fit the known physical rules at the time was be referred to as such. Oh, Does that mean banshees were part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore, though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentient being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. And that means apparitions. That includes apparitions. Apparitions? Yes. Apparitions like ghosts. Ghosts? Ghosts! I see. What do you mean, I see? Huh? Doesn't it sound like a bad joke to you? I'm not sure I follow. But, come on. Ghosts don't exist. Do they? Because if they do, all I can think about is that damn tree now. Right, the tree. The ghost tree. Does that mean it's haunted? It could be. Gods. Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Huh? Well, why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world, even. Sometimes literally. You're right. Has Georgie met Neil and Amanda? I guess you're not the one who's being weird here. Don't say that. Everyone has their own... The fuck is that word? Peccadillos? Peccadillos? Peccadillo.
Peccadillo.
Yeah, I got it. A small, relatively unimportant offense or sin. Huh. Learned a new word. Peccadillos. A little baby sin. Huh? True that. You don't mind telling me, though. Origin? Etymology? I spelled it. Peccadillo. Merriam-Webster. Spanish. The sinful history of peccadillo. Spanish peccadillo, diminutive of pecado, sin from Spanish peccatum, from neuter of peccatus, past participle of peccare, or peccare. First known use, 1591. There you go. There's some knowledge. Actually. If you don't mind telling me, though. There we go. I mean, that's the reason why you're so afraid of ghosts? Gosh, no. That's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway. That's understandable. All you need to know is my fear was never caused by actual ghosts. Oh? Yes. There used to be this gaggle of teens who go around to supposedly haunted places, and they kept uncovering the hauntings were all done by some rich old white guy. I kept on having to be the one to arrest them. Suggestion is a very powerful thing, Ryder. We do mystery gang? Yeah. Scooby-Doo. Well, that's all I'm willing to share for now. Okay, thanks for sharing. Dots. You know, it's funny. My grandpa was very into this stuff. So is my daughter. They're like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just, with my time as a cop and all, unknown variables usually mean trouble. I see, that makes sense. They're the kind of people who could see things from nothing. I mean that in the best way possible. You know the Zen rock garden thing from Japan? They understand the Zenness of it. I don't, but that doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know? I think you almost got it. Yeah? But I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. Sorry to hear that. Don't be. Dots. On that note, Ryder, you've seen my lighter, right? So I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes? My bad. That thing was originally my grandpa's. Bought it sometime after the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said, in more ways than one. He got honorably discharged due to a severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. At the time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk far. So it was a good location for him with all the veterans sport nearby and all. Right? Now, about that street. See, my grandpa liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes he'd go and hang out with the street vendors in front of his place. There were all kinds of beings there, along with their pets from all walks of life. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things. See, the street's name just came to my mind last night. You take a guess what it is? You mean Bourne Street? Uh-huh. Wasn't called that before. That's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. But I went through his files, and it checks out. I mean, the vendors he was talking about. Bingo. And you know what? He bought the lighter there. Wow, what a coincidence. No. You sure it's only a coincidence? What do you mean? Come on. Ain't no way they're just coincidences, Ryder. Everything is lining up too perfectly, if you ask me. Huh? Uh-oh. Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit, out of everyone's, right? Then my luck started tanking. Broken mug, the fan, the black cat. Just tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone, you see? Right? Then one thing led to another. My team was chosen to lead the investigation. And tell me, who's in charge of the case? Me. Then there's the Banshee lady, patron, some information I wouldn't have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the fairy market, information I wouldn't even have remembered on my own. Right? And now we know why I kept on losing my lighter, right? How are they not connected? Tell me. Well, if you list them all in order like that. Telling you, Ryder, that place is calling for me. The case was made for me. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know? But I've always thought you're pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer. Not when it comes to supernatural stuff, because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring bad luck? Good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep. Huh? What's that? No, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch. Yeah? The focus was on interesting drinks from around the world. You could find everything from the mundane to the extreme. From local comforts to real special stuff. And I kept thinking one particular drink might interest you. Oh? It is something like a protection drink. Made of coffee, honey, lemon, and a slew of other ingredients. Huh? Protection from what, though? From evil spirits and bad luck. Maybe it'll help ease your mind a bit. Ah, gotcha. Dots. But Ryder, even if the situation is, haunted, there shouldn't be any evil spirits. Right? I wouldn't know. But I might need your lighter. What for? Well, the drink needs to be lit up. I just think your lighter might give it that extra magic boost it needs. Compared to just a regular flame, I mean. What are you gonna make me anyway? Nah, I trust you. Here. Officer George's lighter. It exudes an interesting feel. How do I use the light? Okay. Then make me this magical drink you've learned, Ryder. Alright. What did we say? Coffee, lemon, or no. Coffee, honey, lemon. Oh. That's cool. Yamada. This spell-laden, alcohol-imbued galatian drink is known to ward off evil spirits. Just look at it. Oh, wow. The drink does light up, huh? Yep, this is special just for you. So don't tell anybody. Roger that. Here you go. Oh, careful. Dang, Ryder. This is really something else. You sure it's okay to drink? I have no idea. I'll take responsibility if anything happens. Ha! I'm just being silly, aren't I? Sorry for bothering you with all this stuff, Ryder. You even made me this crazy drink to make me feel better. Don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can. Thanks, man. At least with crooks, you can actually deal directly with them, you know? Not the case with apparitions. Not with that attitude. Huh? Hard-boiled advice? Huh? Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease. I won't make that mistake again. McQueen? Is that you? Hello, Williams. It's been a while. Heh, it is you. Surprises just keep coming this week. Let me go over there. You know each other? More or less. We were brunch buddies. Brunch buddies. Brunch buddies. Feel like I meant to say brunch buddies in that same serious tone. I don't like to talk about it. Still get nightmares. I feel you. I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive. We were truly the lucky ones. Without a doubt. I'll just take both of your words for it. Good. Maybe I don't like to talk about it. So what brings you here, Detective? Surely it's not the coffee. Secret police reason. I've not read the briefing yet. But enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problems. Yeah? You need to bust a ghost? Oh. Well, busting might be a bit much. I was just talking to Ryder about getting over my fear of that stuff. And ghosts. Something like that. Weak against ghostly looking stuff. I get freaked out easily. For example, I admit I got a little spooked by what happened on Bourne Street the other day. Ah, I remember that. Yeah. I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit that out loud. Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times it's ghosts. How do you do it, Detective? Your cases, man. I'd have probably lost all my hair by now if I were you. I try not to think about it all that much. But when I do think about it, I think, who else would do it? Nobody, that's who. Yeah, that makes sense. Dots. You know, once you get over the dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case. We were investigating a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband, had recently passed away but wasn't moving on, if you get my drift. Real deadbeat, couldn't take a hint. Anyway, we had to go in and exorcise the place, right? But the husband, he caught wind and he retreated into the basement. I'm going to the technicalities of it. But it's harder to get a ghost out of a basement or an attic. It's all about angles, really. I mean, I get it. That used to be his home. All his stuff is still there. It's hard, I get that. So, I'm slowly going down the stairs to try and coax him out. Bam! Next minute, all this romantic music is playing, and the whole place is lit by a spotlight. Basic sensory illusions, classic ghost trick. Then, before I know what hit me, I'm sitting at this pottery wheel, and he's behind me, and... Wait. Isn't this the plot of the 1990 film Ghost? Oh. Maybe. We had a movie night at work, and I dozed off before it started. Story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveted. What a fucking joker this guy is. More police dudes. And so many officers back. Hey, detective. Hey, people I don't know. You're Kronk now. Did you get your important errand sorted? I sure did. Julie, I can see crumbs stuck to your face. That's just the rain. It's very bready rain. It's all coming together. They're filling all over your tongue. That's blood from a gun wound. It's healed up, though. You're literally holding the receipt from the donut shop. That's why they pay you the big bucks, detective. Yes. So what I miss? We're talking about getting rid of Officer Williams' fear of ghosts. Hey. Ghosts? Yeah, you're afraid of them, right, Dooley? No idea, never met one. We stopped a ghost riot. Ghosts aren't real. Dots. So you don't need to be scared of them. Easy. There you go, I guess. Sorry that wasn't much help. Nah. What you said there, that they're just like us. That's a good thing to be reminded of. Exactly. They used to be alive, just like us. As long as they don't try to eat, possess, violently murder you, you should be fine. Very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture, listen to their issues, and spectral wails. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the inside. Which would be easy since you can see through them. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. Best not to overthink anything he says. I certainly don't. Dots. Well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Dooley, I think we should read that case briefing to find out why we're here. I already did. Oh? Turns out we were meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Dots. Instead of taking all the way to Seattle, yes. Why? The driver was a chupacabra. Are they twins? Kinda looks like it. Okay. Let's get out of here, Dooley. Good luck, officer. Thanks, McQueen. A lot. You too, Officer Dooley. Bye, guy. Good luck with your rat problem or whatever. Bye, Coffee Wizard. Take care. Coffee Wizard. That's me. That was quite something. Well, what do you know, Ryder? Looks like my good luck is back. Feeling like $1,000,000 now. Very glad you do. Thanks anyway, Ryder. Really did nothing much. Are you going to be okay? Okay. Okay enough to start thinking about what to do next. I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. Alright then. We'll go check the stock and... Huh? 2 rings. Miss Riona, welcome. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's construction work taking place on Lenora Avenue. Ugh. Imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great. Happy you're here. Is there anything I can make for you this evening? I'd like something for my throat. I'd appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and a touch of honey. Tea, lemon, honey. For exactly what you wanted. Midsummer Night's Dream. Sweet and memorable like summertime blues. Singer, groover, part-time. Cup of warm midsummer night's dream for you, miss. That's what we call it here. How whimsical. Wonderful. Sweet, but well balanced with the lemon, and the slight bitterness of the tea completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, just missed Officer Georgie by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? Been thinking about what you said about quite a bit, actually. Oh? He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Oh, what do you need? Did you give my contact information to him? We only connected via Bluetooth last time, so... Oh? Email address and phone number are written on it, belonging to, Riona Sheeran. Please have a blue card with an email address and phone number on it. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. It is possible that I spoke more than was necessary. All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. Entirely understandable, though. But it's not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please do let me know. Least I could do. I realized there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. Dots. Oh, I mean, because Officer Georgie is a human, and we semi-physical beings have our own way of sharing information as such. I understand what you mean. Okay. I just do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. Say you've already helped him out in more ways than one. Hmm? Sorry, did you say something? I was zoning out a little. No, nothing. I'll pass this off to him. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? I'm nuts. To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind of late, and I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know, I'm all ears. That might actually be part of the problem, I'm afraid. Pardon? You know. Held conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good or a bad thing? It's troubling. Oh, sorry about that. I don't mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just, I used to believe that I had a settled life objective, but I've been doubting it lately. How come? Dots. Finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Oh, any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance. Even though they had no direct connection to the audience I am trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I am thankful for. Very thoughtful of her. So what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? Dots. In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network, make myself known. Oh? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so. But you could give me a refresher. Just so I don't misunderstand. I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important humbling fact. What would that be? Well... Oh, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% gonna work. Because you'll have to do way, way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? Say that's a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her early career experiences, both the good and the bad. Thanks. Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. Then it's either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop connections with the right people. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. Dots. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her. But then I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right. Thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try her suggestion then? I don't know. Is it difficult? No more difficult than sending reels to every audition I've come across. And being rejected by every single one. But for some reason I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I have also continued our correspondence. Although, perhaps it was more like a necessity? Did something happen? He was stuck? Pardon? Actually, he posted about it on social media last night. Oh, you picked him up. That's good. That's good. Oh, I might have seen it. Did you? Came across it when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud All sounds in order. And extremely drunk? Really? He denied it at first, but it was too obvious not to notice. Told me he was walking aimlessly deep in thought and entered Cary Park without realizing he had done so. Talking about Lucas? Yes. Must have been some deep thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 p.m., which is why I sent him a message informing him of that fact, and he seemed to be unaware of it. Right. So he called me to ask if there was any other mode of public transit nearby. Would have been easier for him to just call a cab. Told me he wanted to know the city better. At midnight? Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Touché. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. And I might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it partying? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. It appears he had dinner with his team, and he needed the extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction. Oh. I see. Drunk negotiations. That's always a good idea. I suppose it didn't go as expected. Perhaps. And I know that feeling all too well. Miss. However, he said he'll keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. That's good. Is it, though? Not. Miss Rachel told me about the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his team for his actions. How can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? Well, see, the reason for that is capitalism. Dots. But if I truly believed that, with the number of rejections I have received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right? Why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardized, wouldn't it? However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whims of the individual judging you at that moment? How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps because they don't see it as a be-all and end-all? What do you mean? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. Dots. It's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you and ask for guidance or assistance even. Dots. Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, pretty much. I see. Still. Dots. Dots. Miss Riona? Yes? Sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts. You're fine, I promise. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him up and drove him home. Well, but I thought you were located in Bellevue. I am. But I still had unfinished business in the downtown area. Moreover, he suddenly began singing quite loudly nearing the end of our call, which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go and fetch him. I see. How was his singing, in your opinion? It wasn't too bad. Not for the fact that he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. Well, his hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so he had to take it off before getting into my car. Thankfully, the water not completely soaked through to his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, I still had to lay down the seat covers for as his fur got rather wet. Hope he didn't get sick then. Aside from all that, was he okay? In the situation you mentioned earlier, I mean. Well, he happily asked me to do karaoke with him, which I declined. Probably for the best. Could have been entertaining, though. Neko's over here in chat, like, shipping so hard right now. Could have been entertaining, though. Ended up taking him for a drive, though, as I needed to take care of my unfinished business. Late night delivery? No, I was buying pie. At midnight? Yes. Why, concerned you may have a competitor? No, not at all. Maybe a little bit. They make a cute couple, damn it. Oh, Ryder, you'll be fine. Sort of want to know just so I can inform Officer Georgie about it. Oh? Why? His daughter loves pies. When his car was vandalized, Officer Georgie had plans to buy pies for his family's get-together. But the report took a while and the weather was bad. And by the time he was able to get a taxi, he thought everything was already closed. I see. He takes pride in being Seattleite. So I wonder if he knows about it already. Sunny guy and the Drury girl, it's a classic pairing. Yep, it's classic. One of the best. Well, it is a very small kiosk attached to a pub, very easy to miss. The spot is known as Disco Pie, and it serves fresh pies until 1 a.m. Interesting. Good to know, thanks. And back to the story, though. You both went for pies, then? Yeah. That seemed to fascinate him for some reason. What did you each get? He ordered a slice of warm apple crumble with a scoop of French vanilla ice cream on top. And a large cup of piping hot coffee with a little bit of milk. Ouch. I feel betrayed, truly. Oh. But it was my suggestion since I thought he needed to warm up. Double ouch. Ugh. The betrayal. Can't believe they're seeing other coffee makers. What did I do to deserve this? I apologize? I'll live. Little piece of advice though. A glass of warm water might be better for the inebriated. Coffee's not the best at retaining fluids and thus preventing hangovers. Oh, that's really good information to know. This is why you're the best barista, Ryder. Thank you. Alright, my feelings are hurt slightly less now. They're cheating? They are. They're cheating on me, dude. They're seeing other baristas. But at least they're saying I'm still their number one. And what did you get for yourself? I had a slice of hibiscus blueberry mint pie myself. And just so you know, I did not order anything to drink. Good. Can't believe Lucas would cheat on me like this. Horrible. Horrible. Bjorn is still loyal. Drinks aside. What an interesting combination for a pie. How did you like it? I enjoyed it. You serve hibiscus here too, don't you? I'll remember to order it next time. You can order it now. Da-da-da. Please do. And so, we continued our conversation afterwards. That was when he told me he had not given up on his goal, despite the many disappointments with his team. He also told me why he does not drive out at all. Really? Why? It is... Dots. Dots? Dots? Question mark? On second thought, it may be better to hear the story directly from him another time. I apologize. No problem, I understand. We also discussed quite a few things we have in common. Really? Yeah, surprisingly. Before we knew it, it was already nearing 5 a.m. Must have been a gripping conversation. I'm not sure. However, his exhaustion seemed to finally catch up with him then, so I drove him home. Aren't you tired as well? No. Dots. I should go now. Alright. Will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, Ryder. No problem at all. Anytime. Dots. Have a good evening then, Ryder. Blushing a lot. Been blushing a lot during this conversation, Echo. Did you notice that? Come back again soon. They're adorable. People blush. Yeah. Midnight Summer's Dream. Or Midsummer's Night Dream. Alright. Friday, September 29th, 2023. Alien sightings increase. Is this an invasion? Wow. At least it's pretty. Researcher responds over alleged algae invasion. New best girl. Dwarfira Tech teams up with Golemix Industries to produce self-healing concrete technology. Yo, they're talking about Roman concrete. And how, like, the formulae for that was rediscovered recently. I wonder when it's gonna start being produced in large enough quantities for it to be, like, used again commercially. Yeah, Roman concrete. It's self-healing. Teddy bear. We have a teddy bear. Sorry, Bailey's, I think that? Yep, Bailey's. I recognized the shirt. Or did you change this thing? That better be one of my fucking cups of coffee there, Bailey's. I already have one customer cheating on me. Right. You want to know where I got all my awesome sunglasses? Check out my good sponsor here. Lucas on Sunnies. Been working with them for eons and I always love their stuff, but y'all know that already. Hashtag ad. Look at that lad. Normal schedule. Very lucky to have people who's with me no matter what, and I won't take it for granted. Smiling. Smiling. Alright. Well, just a couple more minutes, Baileys. I gotta read this. Sing Your Body Electric by Ralia Ahmad. Sing your body for hiding the truth in them, prancing. Like a perfect man they are, like a perfect woman they are, like a perfect person the world expect they are. Not themselves, they can't be. They're hidden inside the closet. Beneath the sweater 4 size bigger your mom bought you when you were 5. Hoping you'll grow into it somehow. Do those sweaters fit you now? Sing your body for dressing in designers as they like fashion. Like a Gucci for the insecurity. Chanel for your personal hell. Louis V, hide your body. Like it's a casket. You hide what you considered ugly. Inside a Versace. I don't know how to pronounce that one. I don't think I've ever actually heard it pronounced. Dior. Like you're not sure. Okay, so it's Dior. Dior like you're not sure. If you're a boy or a girl or whatnot, your body still asks you what you want inside those Armani pants. Yet sing your body for surviving, fashion as they come wearing. Tight skirts like you're a woman, black shirts like you're a man, sweatshirts like you are neither. Dead or alive, padding inside bras to fill the gap in your chest, binding to feel like you have nothing. Weighing your shoulders, what you actually are, is a person forever looking for a reason to stay alive. And when the devil asks for a dance, you look as good as you can. And sing your body for growing out of their chains, for giving, a mother's expectations, a father's disappointment, the owner of the body who keeps on, drawing lines near their wrists, praying this is it, yet persistent in staying alive. Oh, how happy your veins must be, carrying hope through the arteries to where your heart is, a body that cannot stay broken, a body celebrated, a body forgiven. Diorrhea. Alright, Neko. Making the poo-poo jokes, I see. So sing your body for being how blessed they are, the entire thing. How perfect a woman is, how perfect a man is, how perfect a body outside that dichotomy. How perfect the soul still looking for a body fit for themselves. Like shoes on the shelf inside the closet, still waiting to be used. There will be time, pretty high heels, there will be time to feel like singing your body electric. Sing it fantastic, tantric, like it's time. For your nakedness to be alive, proud as you are. Yeah. Dots. Knock knock, anyone there? Mr. Bailey's, hi. Sorry, I didn't hear you come in. How are you tonight? I'm alright. But you look pretty distracted. A penny for your thoughts. Ah, you can have them for free. Or just pondering the hidden side of things. How different the world is under the surface compared to what we think it is. Nothing and no one is exactly what they appear to be. You caught me while I was reading a poem. Funny, I was having similar thoughts on my way here. I guess now that we spend so much time on social media, people believe we can be summed up in a picture or a sentence. But it's not like that. It's not that easy to know someone. Even if that someone is yourself. Especially if that someone is yourself. Sound like we agree on this. We sure do. Been on my mind a lot in the past few days. Does that have anything to do with your wedding to Miss Lua? Got it in one. How are things on that front? A few days ago, we decided to take some time apart to think. That sounds ominous. No, I don't mean it like that. It wasn't a breakup or even a break. We've been through so much. There's no walking back on our relationship now. But sometimes you're so together that you lose sight of the big picture, you know? I think I see what you mean. So we decided to give each other a bit of space and figure out what we really want out of our wedding. And more importantly, out of our marriage. You see, have you made any progress on that front? Do you want the short version or the long version? I'm always here for the full story. Alright then, I'm gonna tell you everything then. But I think I should order first. Sure thing. What can I make you tonight? I'm not feeling fussy. Anything warm would do. So anything, really. Makes sense. How about some herbal tea then? Hibiscus? Butterfly pea? Butterfly pea or hibiscus sounds great. With milk and honey, please. Alright. Alright. That. Milk, honey. Sweetheart latte. And then do do heart. Messed it up. A little heart. There we go. A sweetheart latte as you think about your sweetheart. Here you go. Hope you like it. Garnish with bits of rose petals, this latte is refreshing both taste and appearance. Skin bloodlines for name. There you go. I hope you like it. Thanks, Ryder. This is so nice, and it brings me way back. You know how I'm not really in touch with my family anymore. Yes? Sorry about that. Don't be. I don't even miss them most of the time. In the end, they're just a random bunch of people, and we don't have very much in common. Good that you've learned that about yourself, Mr. Bailey. I think so too. There's just one person I miss, but I've been missing her for a while now. Sony passed away, I'm guessing. Exactly. Spot on again, Ryder. I used to have a very close relationship with my great-great-aunt. When I was little, my parents fought all the time. I should remember in my bones how that made me feel. The fear that one of them or both of them would walk away and abandon me. A bit ironic in hindsight, but then it was many years ago. Yeah, it's quite normal for a little child to care about their parents, no matter who they are or how they behave. That's true. Anyway, I spent almost all of my evenings curled up in a ball in my room, trying hard not to listen to all that shouting, except when my gran came to visit. Not that her being around prevented fighting, mind you. Elven high society is amazing at keeping up appearances, except in front of family. But she got how it made me feel, so she went out of her way to take the sting out of it. She would keep me company and bring me a cup of herbal tea, with milk and honey in it. Drinking this now with you, feels a lot like family again. Aww. Sounds like she was a perceptive person. She truly was the best of them, until she got sick. No, how did that happen? Thought elves don't get sick. See, that's a part of elven disinformation. Elves don't get sick with your run-of-the-mill colds, but they do get big, bad diseases like everyone else. And it's not uncommon for us to die from them, except there's this assumption in elven society that if you live the right sort of life, you'll pass away peacefully in your bed. So that's what families say most of the time when someone dies. Incidentally, that also means they need to pretend everything is fine until the very last moment. So that's what they did to my aunt. They basically shut her in during her last few weeks. That sounds really awful. I did manage to visit her, and she put on a brave face, and it was clear she wasn't happy. But then she wasn't very happy before that either. At least she had you. It must have been a little consolation, but yes, I'm glad I was able to be with her. think I came very close to being trapped with those people. Pretty sure she would have hated that for me. A little part of me hopes she'd be proud of me right now. I'm certain she would be. Thanks, Ryder. Here you are letting me blab on again. That's more than fine, but you think growing up among conflict might explain why things are, well, a bit difficult to work out sometimes between you and Lua? Definitely think that's part of it. In fact, who we got? Oh, hey, Silver. And Amanda. Good evening. Hi, Ryder. And hi. I don't think we've met before. I'm Silver. I'm Bailey's. Nice to meet you. And I'm guessing you're Amanda. We are. But you do not appear to be a hive. How did you... Lua told me she ran into a week or so ago. Oh, the nice earthling we met on our first night here. That is a satisfactory explanation. And so, you are her date? I'm a little more than that. I'm her fiancé. Truly. Fiancé is a successful outcome of dates with a 0.013% probability, I think is what that P is supposed to be. Congratulations on your excellent odds of actualization. Thank you. Now, Cafe Offspring. We are wishing for a drink. Cafe Offspring. Cafe Offspring. How did you acquire that new title? Dots. Ahem. Alright, sounds like something I shouldn't prod too hard. Never mind me. You were about to order, Amanda. We were. And what we wish for is a memorable parting experience. I suspected something like that. Last visit in a while, huh? That is accurate. I take it you've completed your research on Earth? Almost. We are quite satisfied with the outcomes of our mission. Who's the offspring? Who are we adopting? I think we adopted Neil. Interesting. That sounds like there's a story there. But first, tell me, what sort of experience are you after? We wish to have something we have never had before. Time to get creative then. Yes, take care not to reuse any ingredients you have served us in the past. What have we given her before? Given, like, her blue PET. Know that, because we've given everyone one at this point. Hibiscus? Now we've also kind of been giving her strong drinks too, because that's like we know that's what gives her like an ability to actually taste the thing. Why is that like that? I think this was the thing we gave her. Blue lightning, right? And then the other one. She's been here twice now. Blue pea, ginger. This one? No, this one was earlier today. Not her. I think it was this. Both sweet and savory with a hint of bitterness for the heart. I don't remember. No, I don't think it was that. Was it this one? No, I think that one we gave to George. Is it this? Entire garden in a teacup, from the leaves to the pollen. Can you hear the bees? What is that? Group of spicy draught, warm and refreshing at the same time. Fuck it, I'll make the pink spice and hope it goes well. There you go. Hopefully this tastes new to you. It does. It is at least 56.941% different from anything else we have experienced. We are, as Earthlings would express, delighted. According to our calculations, this is our 39,846 new experience since arriving on Earth. That's quite a lot. Perhaps. However, most of them were rather insignificant in nature. Oh, what about this one? This one is the 99th percentile of significance. Is that good or bad? She means it's very significant, right, Amanda? Very much so. We enjoyed this place, and we will miss it. That's... Don't mind me, getting a bit emotional here. Anyhow, I trust the agent gave you no more trouble. That one was quite close, actually. We had a little brush with the authorities, you see. Yeah, Lua mentioned that. He made her really angry. She was still seething when she came home that night. Please tell her I'm grateful for that. That we were adopting Neil? Who dat? That's him. In the last game. He also had a spacesuit, but it was orange. And this is his sister, Amanda. But this is Neo now. They're aliens from outer space. Outer space. Please tell her I'm grateful for that. Oh, Neo became sober. Okay, yeah. Well, that agent kept looking into things even after his second visit here. That's where your help really came in handy, Ryder. My help? Yes, the card that you got off the agent. We asked for help from an associate to run it through the mind you call computer. Once the contents of the card had been unveiled, we analyzed the language of its communication, which is quite an interesting mix, if we may say so. It is roughly 60.0923% syntax and 39.9077% mathematics. We then led a polynomial time attack on its encryption, expressing the ciphertext as, the point is, Amanda managed to get into the fire system. She obfuscated all mentions of any of us or saved beyond recognition, and some totally legitimate orders came in to send the agent to Europe on an urgent mission, which should last more than long enough for him to forget all about us. Whoops, that sounds incredible. It does sound thrilling. Ah, it was a very simple matter of applying hive knowledge. Yes, we adopt all of the aliens, yes. Be that as it may, that's great work, Amanda. We are pleased. Amanda is amazing. But let's not forget who got the card in the first place. You really helped us there, writer. Thank you. I'm very glad to hear that, and very relieved. Yes, we have thought on it for a while, and 4,075 kilometers. We have decided we do not care for that sort of excitement. Not if it makes our siblings so sad. Dots. You've really gotten the hang of emotions now, haven't you, Amanda? Thank you, Offspring. If that is the case, we are content. That means our mission is well and truly accomplished. Did you come here specifically to pick up Earthling emotions? No, we came here for the purpose of general Earthling research. But it appears to us now that emotions are one of its most interesting aspects. We will be submitting you call it academic paper. Uncontrolled stimuli and reflexive neural patterns, deep level communication in hive versus non-hive species. Wow. That's how you know it's serious research. I don't even understand the title. Amanda always was the brains in the family. That wasn't your only mission though, Amanda, right? If you're leaving, does that mean... Yes. Pearl and I did go out on a date. Right, you're looking for love, aren't you? I am. I was, I think. I think I may have found it. Wait, wasn't the first date a really short time ago? Just a couple of days ago. But I've been waiting a while, and I really think this is it. When I took up this mission from the Hive when I first came to Earth, and during this entire process when I changed and changed, what I was hoping was that someone would see me for who I am. And I really think she does. That's so great, but I'm curious. Doesn't being in a hive provide that experience of feeling seen? It does, and it does not. And in fact, we hope that is something our research might improve. The hive sees thoughts and desires honestly, but it is not able to communicate the reason for these desires. The emotions, as it were. We do not dwell on those, nor will we start to do so in excess, but it seems to us now that they may be worth conveying, at least to some extent. Grow up so fast. Yes, Amanda said, what Amanda said is a part of it. I was very unaware of my emotions when I first came to Earth, and I was really bad at communicating them clearly to others. In some ways, I still am. It will always be harder for me to grasp them than for most people. But when I started to understand them, I was both fascinated and scared, which is not an uncommon experience, I think. It's really not. It requires a good deal of courage to look at your emotions honestly. It certainly requires some time. And even more time to find someone who can look at them with you. Not get scared and take them as they are. Someone who can see you clearly and kindly. Dots. It's a precious thing when that happens, huh? A rare and beautiful thing. Has that been your experience with Lua? It definitely has. I almost forgot how much it mattered, too. Lucky that I have good friends who reminded me of that. So does that mean you and Lua found some answers? Dots. Oh, the heck with it. I can't hold my tongue any longer. Sorry to interrupt your goodbyes, you guys, but... Writer, I'd like to officially invite you to a little surprise ceremony. It will take place 3 days hence. Wow. That's some answers, indeed. Yeah. Taking a little time to think really cleared our heads. We had gotten bogged down in the details, and in our own insecurities, to be honest. So we decided to make it simple. No fuss, no massive expense, nothing like that. Just us and our closest family members, whether we got them at birth or chose them ourselves. I am very touched, Mr. Baileys. My children, they're all growing up. Come on, Writer. You know you mean a lot to the two of us, as does this place. Speaking of which, I also have Hyde's invitation here. Oh. Special invitation card for a certain someone. Can Hyde bring a +1? Well, yes. Hyde and Gala's invitation, seeing how that's his obvious +1. Would you give it to them when you see them? It would be an honor. Silver and Amanda, I don't have a card for you, but you're in the cafe family as well, so I'm sure Lua won't mind. Would you like to join us for the party? Party? This is our first experience being invited to a party. It is 99.999% pleasant and 0.001% disappointing that we have to refuse. Yes, I truly appreciate the offer, Baileys, but sadly we're leaving Seattle tomorrow. Really? That's more sudden than I expected. You're going back to space then, Amanda? Not yet. We are going on an adventure. That sounds very exciting. It really is. Amanda and I are taking a trip through the country. And maybe even a bit further if we've got time. We're basically going to be tourists. Tourist is such a fascinating concept. Although our sibling explained it to us multiple times, we still find it very hard to comprehend. We always thought that traveling must have a mission, a purpose, but it seems that tourism is traveling with no other purpose than traveling, which is, in essence, circular reasoning. It may well be, but it's still a lot of fun. In fact, I'd say that's the real purpose of tourism. To have fun, to relax, to see beautiful things. Enjoy life, you know. Enjoyment as a purpose. That is new to us, but we are 99.999% excited to try it out. And so am I. Never been out of Seattle since I arrived. I guess I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to blend in. Didn't you go to New York at some point? That I would have to restart everything from scratch. But knowing that you're here, Ryder, that I always have a place to return to where I'll feel home, well, that makes me a lot less nervous. I'm very happy to hear that. Dots. 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 Ahem. I think I should order a drink. Of course, what can I make you? I'd like it to reflect the spirit of our upcoming adventure, but I'm also in the mood for something sweet and soothing. So sweet and soothing, but with an adventurous kick. Yes, that's exactly right. How about some hot chocolate with something extra to make it fun? I'd love that. Hot chocolate with some sweetness and some spice would be amazing. Alright. Chocolate. Alright, sweetness. Ooh. With honey, because it's the big one. And spice. Oh, you don't want that one, huh? Chocolate. Chocolate. Ginger. What the fuck is that? 299.792.458. Fast to make, fast to drink, and the best start to light year guided adventures. Hell yeah. Here's a 299,792,458 for a light speed traveler. Oh, we like this name. It is evocative and adventurous. Evocative? Yes. Is the speed of light not evocative of great adventures? The speed of light. Oh, wow. Way to target your audience, writer. Thank you, but you like the taste, Silver. I love it. This is exactly what I wanted. It's got a spicy kick of ginger to start with, which keeps you on your toes, but then the honey makes it sweet and comfortable. In fact, it reminds me of you, Amanda. How does that taste remind you of us? I guess he's saying that you're sweet, but with a strong character as well. That's about right. Dots. We do not completely comprehend it, and yet we are pleased. Well, that's settled then. Whenever you miss Amanda, Silver, you can come here and I'll make you into this drink. I'd like that. Thank you, writer. Wow, careful there. You don't want to spill a drink you enjoy this much. Ah, you're right. I'm just so excited I can barely sit still. I can imagine. First trip across the country is a big deal. It is, but that's not the only reason I'm excited. You'll be bringing Pearl with you? Okay, that was quite the dramatic pause. Everyone want to know what you're going to say now. You guys seem to lead very interesting lives. Oh, not at all. I think I'm quite a boring person. With a secret society and an alien background. Dots. It's true that some of my life circumstances are a bit unusual, but this particular thing is very commonplace. Our sibling is excited because his date will be joining us. Hell yeah. And in fact, we must be fair and acknowledge that we may have misjudged her based on her lack of facial symmetry. Although Pearl's features are 9.231% different from left to right, we agree with her movie analysis 99.99%. Wow, hold on. Amanda, you've met Pearl and you talked about movies? Now she's joining you two on a holiday? How did any of that happen? We watched orc westerns all together last night. Pearl likes them a lot as well. You don't exactly sound thrilled. Fortunately, she also likes space travel operas. Ha, I see. Learning couple compromises the hard way. I suppose so. Well, orc westerns, space operas. Have you tried The Mandalorian? Or rather, the Landamorian. OC, do not steal. Well, I'm glad to hear that she's met Amanda and that they get along. Does that mean she also knows where you're from, Silver? She does. In fact, I told her about that on our first date. Probably should. Wow, that's very brave. Very hard to put yourself out there under any circumstances. To reveal something so vulnerable to someone you've just met, and are starting to like, takes guts. Ah, you're very kind, but I don't think so. To be honest, I hadn't planned it that way. Although I have always felt safe here with all the regulars, I know that not everyone would be open-minded about me. And so I wasn't sure I'd say anything to Pearl that night. But as we were talking, I was so happy to learn more about her, about who she is, and I realized that I didn't want her to have an incomplete picture of me. My past is a part of me. My goal is to find someone who sees me for who I am, then she needs to know about that too. And in the end, that was the right decision. Dots. Well, I will say that if she'd heard your story, and that changed how she viewed you, she wouldn't have been worth your time anyway. That's fair. But still, even knowing that, I admire you a lot. The truth is, and this is a bit of a strange thing to say, but I think I'm proud of who I've become, and I want the people I love to be proud of me too. What is proud? Proud is... For yourself, I think it's when you start to be satisfied with what you're achieving, especially if you have to fight to get there. And for others, it's when you think of someone you care about, consider who they are and the way they're acting, and it just fills you with joy. Ah, we see. Then we are definitely proud of you. Dots. I cry into your drink. You two are a really sweet family. And so are you and Miss Lua, Mr. Bailey's. True, chosen families can also rock. Yes, when we met Pearl, we came to a conclusion. There is no difference in nature or expression between a family that you are born with and a family that you acquire by choice. Both demand work and understanding. There may be minute differences in the specific process, but the bond appears to be 99.999% similar in the end. So it is. Well, we should probably get going. Yes, we must. Go pack. First time I see someone get excited about that specific part. What Amanda really means is that I must pack, while she analyzes the Earthling ritual of folding shirts, rolling up socks, and so on. Precisely. This is further information for our research. We are thrilled. Good luck, Silver. Indeed. Do enjoy your trip, both of you. I hope you'll tell us all about it when you're back, Silver. I will. Good night to you two, then. Hasta la vista, strangers. Huh? Work westerns. Ah. Bye to you too. Hasta la vista. There's never a dull moment in your cafe, writer. I tried. Speaking of which, would you like to hold some party or after party for your wedding here? I know it's not a very large space, but perhaps. Whether we'd like it, we'd love it. Honestly, I didn't want to impose. There's no place that could be a better fit. And I don't mind that it's not very large. It's going to be a small, cozy wedding. So this is perfect. It's settled then. Lua's going to be over the moon when I tell her. In fact, I'm going to go and tell her now. Very exciting prospect. It really is. Thanks again, Ryder. You're like a guardian angel for us. And on that note, I'm off. Good night. More like a guardian hive mind. Good night, Mr. Bailey's. Travel safe, son. Guardian hive mind, huh? Press any key. Alright. Saturday, September 30th, 2023. I'm going to stop here for today. The Evening Whispers. ZXX20 virus vaccine booster ready for distribution. A Nekomimi driver crashes truck filled with catnip, suspected DUI. Oh no. UFO previously spotted by Space Guard fighters. A very determined hot air balloon. Aqua's here. I think I did. We're gonna end it here for today, as it is a little bit past 8:30. So, we shall continue more coffee talk next time.